Hello, I'm Sandra from the blog Cherry Heart, back with my crochet podcast episode number 18. Well, I say crochet podcast, it's actually got knitting and sewing things in it as well, but I mainly crochet, so in theory this should mainly be crochet, and not today, it's not, but anyway. Let's move on. I'm putting my social media bits up down here, like popping up because I keep forgetting to mention them. And the other thing I keep forgetting to mention is subscribing on YouTube. If you would like to keep watching my videos, you could subscribe to my channel up here somewhere, I expect, if you're on YouTube, or you can pop along to YouTube even to do that. And the reason I mention that is because if you want to get a little notification, you can choose to do that through there. So if you press subscribe, it will pop up, do you want to receive an email when this person podcasts again? So yeah, you can choose to have that as a setting. That way you won't miss any future ones, should you wish to watch any future ones, that is. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because it's something that people have asked how they know when I've podcasted again, so that's one good way. I also have the show notes on my blog, so if you are subscribed to my blog, you'll see it that way too. And that's www.cherryheart.co.uk. So thanks for coming and watching, and thanks for joining me and trying it out. Try my podcast out if you are new. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for coming back if you are not new. So yeah, what did you think? That's almost like a professional intro, wasn't it? I normally mess that bit up and forget to do it. So I thought I'd mention that. Oh, and one other thing I was going to mention, as well as you could subscribe to the channel if you would like to. We also have there's a Ravelry group, a Cherry Heart's Cozy Corner Ravelry group. And I put the podcast in there. But I just thought I'd mention there was a group because I don't think I've ever said on here that I have got one, but I have. So if you're on Ravelry and you want to come and chat about the episode or anything else, or share your makes, you can do that on there. Yeah, I think that's all the intro bits done now. Shall we get on with it? Yeah. Okay, let's do... Well, I'm going to do whips. Things that I'm doing, I'll do first. There isn't much because I've got a big thing on at the moment and it's all secret squirrels. So I can't really show you anything. And I've also got that thing though, of the moment you know that you've got something to do and you have to kind of get on with that, you immediately want to work on everything else but. I've really got that badly at the moment. Everything I see on Instagram I want to make and I'm like, I could be making that. But it's not that what I'm working on isn't lovely, because it is. And it's really nice stuff and I'm really enjoying it, but I'm just being contrary and stroppy and teenagerish about it and wanting to cast on other things. But anyway, the point being is that I did actually sneakily cast a little something on. So I don't know if you watched last time, you might remember I was showing you some of the yarns that I got in new, and I had one from Regina, from Herbstblatt Regina, and it was called Blueberry Pancakes. And this is it wound up. You love it? I love it. See if I'm getting nice and close. So it's obviously got the purple. Focus. It's obviously got the purple, but it's just perfect for blueberry pancakes. So you know how it's got the dark purple of the blueberry skins, but that lighter purple when they sort of mush in with the batter, but it's also got little sort of browny, kind of pancakey maple syrup. That's what I'm imagining, pancakes and blueberries inside and on top and maple syrup over. And it's got little maple syrup pancakey touches too. So I really like that. So I couldn't resist to cast it on. So I've only got a little bit of cuff so far. And I did start a little bit of the pattern, but I messed it up, so I've got to rip back and do that again. But yeah, I really like it. It feels squishy and divine. I can't tell you what it is. I know I put it in last week, and I've also linked in the show notes this week. I've put it in, and I've linked to my Ravelry page, which will give you the breakdown. I think it's basically mostly merino, but I think it's got nylon in. But it feels really, I don't know if it's non-superwash merino. It feels a little slightly more fluffy than merino before, so I don't know if that's the difference between superwash and non-superwash merino. I don't know, but it feels really thick and cozy. But I mean, it's fingering weight. It's not like it's thicker, but it feels really, I mean, merino always feels nice and plump, doesn't it? But this feels even more extra plump. You see the different colour of those stitches on there. Oh, I love it. Love it. Perfect for this time of year. Just perfect warming loveliness. Yeah, so that's those. So they are going to be, they're actually my November socks from my box of socks cow with Wool and Vine. Even though we're in October, I'm already onto my November pair. Getting ahead of the game. So that's that. Excuse me, leaning off screen. I seem to be further away from my desk today. I don't know quite why. But I had to set it up this way, otherwise you get too much of this window glare. I don't know. So the other thing I started this in the summer holiday actually, and I've done a little bit on it. And then it's kind of come to a rapid standstill. I was just picking it up between other things and doing little bits here, and I've prepped some bits of fabric and I've got loads of little hexies done, sort of ready to go. And I managed to sew a few together, but that's it. I haven't really done anything on this since last summer holiday now. So it's kind of been stagnating. The idea is this is going to go onto a project bag, just one of my little drawstring project bags that I sometimes make. I fancied a nice yellowy grey one. And I wanted sort of a little hexy puff bit, and it'll probably have some linen and you know, hexagons, bees might have come into it. I don't know the details yet. But as I say, hasn't really got very far. It's not going to be all hexy puffs, why do I keep calling them that? It's not all going to be hexagons. So it's not like I need to do loads, but it's sort of got a little bit forgotten, I think. So I thought I'd bring it out and it would kind of remind me about it, and then I can add a few more here and there. Yeah, so that's it really. Just got my little tray with it all in that I got in Norfolk. Got my fabrics in the back here. Heaven knows what they are. They're just ones I've collected up over the time, and most of them are quite old. So I hope you don't see anything you really are madly keen on getting. I've got my little pin cushion that my sister got me. So that's cute. At least it looks nice hanging around the place, even if I'm not actually being that productive with it at the moment. So that's what I'm working on. And what have I done? The only thing I've done to show you really are more socks. Socky socks. So let's dive straight into them. First of all is one that I finished quite recently-ish, a week ago maybe, I don't know, a bit more. And this is the Truly Hooked Sock Blank. What is it about podcasts? I mean, you can't speak. Truly Hooked Sock Blank. Need to slow down or something. That I got from Fibre East. Oh. Can you hear my little papa? He's whining at the window now. He's had fun playing out in the garden, and now he wants to come in. So that's that. But look, here's the other one. They're different. I'm going to let him in because he's whittling. 1 second. There we are. I thought I'd let you see him for a minute because his first reaction on coming in was immediately going over to my chair and trying to leap up on it. Very naughty, not supposed to be leaping around. So there we go, we'll have a quick cuddle and then we'll have to get on. Yes, because I'm trying to show the people my socks. Yes, I know, no kisses, not on the mouth. How many times? Yes. Right, let's pop you down. Sit, go sit down. Oh, now the cat's at the window. Constant work, these animals. Go sit down. Go sit down. Go on. Good boy. Right, so where were we? Sock talk. You can hear his claws clattering around endlessly now. Yeah, so this is my sock blank. And I knit this up. This was a fun little thing I did with my friend Amelia from Instagram. She's Emil Carve, I always forget, 67 I think, on Instagram. Anyway, she's lovely. And she saw the sock blank that I'd got and she really liked it. So she managed to get in contact with, I think it's Verity, isn't it? Truly Hooked. Anyway, and she managed to get one for herself. So we decided to do a little knit along with our sock blanks together. And we did the blueberry waffle pattern. So this is how mine came out. Yeah, so what was I saying? I can't remember. Yeah, so we did the blueberry waffle socks pattern by Sandy Turner, I think, which I've never actually made before, which is quite surprising, isn't it? Because it's a never so popular one. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Nice, and I didn't want to do a vanilla sock, you see, because I'd just done one and they're okay, but I do find them just a bit tedious going round and round and round and not doing anything else. I thought I'd find it the most relaxing, but I like a little something going on. It seems to help the rows go down quicker, to me. Yeah, so the reason I'm holding these up constantly, apart from the fact is so you can see them, it's just, I'm not sure. I really like the sock blank. And I really like patches, but I don't think I love that they're different. I think I like this one better because the changes are a little bit more subtle. But I like the pink of this one. I like that it had these neon bursts. They look really exciting on the sock blank. But when they're knit in, it sort of just creates a little pulled patch, which isn't really my favourite. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about those. I kind of half like them. Well, I half really like them. And I really like that we did the knit along. That was good fun. We were sort of chatting away on Instagram as we were doing it, and it was really good. Comparing notes on how they were getting on and stuff. So that was really fun. But yeah, the end result. I mean, I'll wear them, obviously. They won't be wasted or anything, but yeah, you know me and my with order and colour being where I want it to be, not where it wants to be. So yeah, it doesn't sit that well with me, that sort of thing. But you know, perhaps I'll loosen up a bit. Right, and the other pair of socks, I'm just going to whip these ones off quick. I blocked them out, you see, because it was a sock blank. And you kind of have to get them to look nice. They are so much nicer. I say this every time I block a pair of socks, I think I really should block all my socks because they feel so nice on as they are. But I don't. I'm kind of just generally too excited to wear them, so I sort of finish them and put them on normally. Right, so this... I think the other thing about that sock, I've got a new system do my socks. I already do a larger cuff because I've got quite fat calves. So I do a larger cuff and then decrease down for the legs to get the pattern right. Go sit down. Come on, go sit down. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. So I already do a larger cuff and then decrease down for the leg. But I'm still finding that the foot is slightly baggier. So I've started decreasing a little bit under the foot just to take a few extra stitches out, and it sort of pulls the foot a little bit tighter, and I'm finding that's just right. So I think if I do 64 around here, I take 6 stitches off just the back, the sole needles, the sole stitches. I take about 6 off there, so the patterning on the front stays the same, it doesn't mess with that. But there's just a few less stitches on the back, and then when I get to the toes I just don't decrease across those stitches at the back until I've caught up with the front and the stitch counts the same, and then I decrease on as I normally would. Anyhow, the point being is I did that on those socks, but these ones I don't think I did, and they actually feel really quite baggy on my sock blocker. But I think what I did do, because this is Fish Lips Kiss Heel I've put in here, but that's feeling a bit baggy on there as well, so I think I might, because I have trouble, I know in the pattern it explains it all, and it sort of says if you have trouble with this bit still pulling a bit tight, increase a couple of stitches before and decrease a couple after. So I think I did that here. So I think in reality this will fit across here really nicely. I have tried them on, but it was quite a long time ago because I've been kind of saving them to show you. So I think the fit will be fine, it just doesn't look great on the sock blocker. Anyway, I'm not sure I I increased a few stitches before, did the heel, and then decreased those stitches back out again. So this stitch count and this stitch count is the same, but I don't think I did my new thing of taking a few extra stitches out down here to make this a bit tighter. So I think they will be slightly more roomy. Did you get any of that? Did that make any sense? Right, so let's tell you about these. They look pretty good, don't they? Actually, this is the Stylecraft Head Over Heels yarn that we were lucky enough to be sent, us Stylecraft blog stars. That was exciting. It's the same stuff that I made my Going to Wales scarf out of. So if you want sort of more information about what it's like, there's a post on my blog, Going to Wales scarf, where I sort of say about how I found it to work with and what it was like and so on. But yeah, I thought I've got to knit some actual socks out of it too, so I did. So I really love this one. This is sock number 2. This came out almost perfect. The purple is my least favourite colour, so I kind of put that, I started with that, and this is the bit I wanted to see most of because this is my favourite bit. But I really love how it fades in on the heel and then fades out again and ends in the same way. That's brilliant. I like that. So this was my first one. See, what I did was I started, came down to the heel, and I thought, oh, it's going to change to this green. So I kind of skipped ahead and got a bit of green. I think I went to the end actually. Anyway, I got a bit of green. I thought, oh, I'll do the heel in green and then it'll all carry on in green, and the pattern will continue this sort of, it's almost like a graduated, but it's got stripes in it too. But I didn't quite judge it right. I think the green bit I had was too far in, so I got a bit of blue there. So that was annoying. But this one, I was prepared for it. And it worked out a little bit better. It's got a little bit of the green there, but it's coming in here as well, so you kind of get away with it, so it looks all, you know, like it was meant to be. So that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want the heels to kind of stick out and be a different colour or be awkward or to mess this bit of the pattern up. I was going to do an afterthought heel because I've never done one before, but I suddenly had this panic about how will I know where the heel's got to go. I'm sure if I looked into it that there would be patterns and they would tell you. But I suddenly thought, well, I can do an afterthought heel as I go along. I'll just, you know, the bit of yarn that I would have used to go back and put it in, I'll just put it in now. So that kind of worked. It almost worked. It worked on the second one. But, you know, it's not like anyone's going to see that when it's on my foot, is it? So it's nothing to worry about. But yeah, this is the Eiger colourway. And it's a 75% wool, 25% nylon, I think. Again, links in show notes. For correct information, always see show notes because I can't remember anything. But yeah, I really like how the colourway came out. I like how they look. It's good. They have a couple of colourways like this with a more sort of graduated stripe, and then they have like a smaller, more definite stripe. Some colourways like that as well. So there you go. So the pattern was just made up on the cuff, so to speak. So I just did my standard cuff 2x2 ribbon, and then I put this sort of little pattern in. I kind of wanted, like I was saying with the blueberry waffles, I just want a little bit of something going on. Because, you know, you sit down and you think, oh, I've done a whole diamond. I feel like I've achieved something today. Whereas if you just do some rows of vanilla, you're like, doesn't look much different. I like these little notches I can scratch off, so I feel like I'm progressing. Yeah, so I just got this sort of little pearl bumps making diamonds pattern, which I quite liked. Sort of looks faintly argile-y. Just faintly. But, you know, a little bit of interest. And then fish lips kiss heel, and just my normal toe, which is sort of like a rounded toe, but it does have Kitchener on the last few stitches as well. So that's all of those things. That's what I'm doing, that's what I've done. Pips, patterns in progress. I'm not going to talk much here because I covered most of it last time, but just a little update. So the update is bobbin along pattern I spoke about last time. This is my blanket pattern, which I love. Kind of a sort of a crochet version of the feather and fan stitch with my lovely little ridges. Yes, this pattern is now out. It is on the blog. It's a couple of posts back now, I think. But yeah, and it's also in the shop and on Ravelry, obviously. So nice and easy to find. But yeah, just to know, if you're waiting for that one is actually out. So I won't talk about that because you've heard it all before. And if you haven't, you can pop along to the blog and see. And then this one is my barley wrap, I've decided to call it. So again, I've spoken about this before, so I won't go into it again, but just to know that this one's the next up. So this one is ready to go, almost. So that will be coming out soon, before the end of October, so maybe next week, maybe the week after, but soon. So that one's on its way. And then last but not least is the little wonky zebra, which is not its proper name anymore. That's why I called it temporarily, because I couldn't think of what else to call it. But this is my Getting Ziggy shawl. Now I showed this ages ago on the podcast. I dread to think how long ago it was, but it was ago. Yeah, I love this one. Oh, I love how this turned out. So what I wanted was the zigzag, but I didn't want to just do straight. So I've done it on the, you know, it kind of starts with no zigzag and it builds up to lots of zigzag. So I wanted to keep that zigzaggy edge in. You can't really see, but so that when you wear it, you can still see the lovely zigzaggy edge. Oh, I love it. I love the little holes and the contrast. Okay, yeah, point being, so this one's the next up. Once I've got the barley wrap out, this one is going to be next. So I need to test it. I need to get it in testing, and then that will be coming out. So definitely before Christmas, hopefully November. That's my plan. But yes, it's one that's going to be, it's not an easy one, is what I will say. I think if you are an intermediate crocheter, I've included enough help that you will be able to have a go at this. But I think it's an advanced pattern, really. Just because there's quite a few techniques you need to use to get the increases right. So yeah, it's not one to try straight out of the bag if you're just starting out, put it that way. But if you're sort of reasonably confident that you can crochet okay, as I normally do, I've put sort of lots of help in and photos and stuff to sort of guide you through anything that's I feel would be pushing you a bit. So yeah, hopefully if you sort of feel intermediate-ish, you'll be able to go at this pattern. But like I say, it's not an easy one particularly, so but I love it. I want to do another one. I want to kind of get it out, and then I can stop sort of being too precious about this one, just because I have worn it, but I sort of you know, I like to keep them quite nice in case I want to take any more photos or anything. So once I actually get the pattern out, I can start wearing it properly. which will be good. I'm just conscious of the fact it started raining. I hope that's not going to make too much noise because it's quite loud in here with our with the flat roof and everything. So okay, just had a short break there to kind of wait for the rain to ease off a bit, because when it comes down heavy it's pretty loud and I don't think it's going to be great for you. So it's eased off a bit now. Fingers crossed it's actually stopped for a minute. So let's try and get as much done while it's quiet as we can. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, this place. That's what we were talking about, the rain on the roof. So it seemed a good time to talk about the name for this place. If you were here last time, you will know I was asking you what I should call it. My initial thing was that the word studio seemed appropriate, but it didn't really feel like an actual word for me to say. So I was trying to think of other names, because craft room didn't seem entirely right. Now it's no longer in the house, and so on and so forth. So anyway, you came up with some great suggestions, really good, much better than me, of course. So cabin was the word that was used, which is quite a good word. It describes it well. I think it is exactly a cabin, actually. Cottage, really like that. It's got really cute connotations, hasn't it? And yeah, it sounds perfect. The only thing is, it is quite a modern structure, and to me cottage sounds a bit oldie worldy, so I don't know how well I marry them, but I do love the word. It is kind of the perfect word, because it's kind of cute and cosy, and which is what I want this to be, and it seems like a nice place to be, which is also what I want this to be, so that's a good word. The cherry pit, a couple of people said, which was very clever. I like that. That's good. That's the other thing. A lot of people said about using the words cherry heart in it, which I hadn't even thought of. But yeah, that was good. What else? Can't remember now. But anyway, there were some great suggestions in there. So I've been mulling it over, and it's taken me a long time, and nothing's sitting quite right. Nothing is rolling off my tongue. That's the thing. I could call it lots of things. You know, between me and you, we'd know what it was. But there hasn't been a word that also I could just use around the house, you know, around my family. I'm just popping up to the... I could say studio. Oh, that was the other thing. A couple of people did say, no, you should call it a studio, you know, be proud of what it is, and, you know, accept that it should be a studio, which was good. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, because you are right, and that is what I'd say to someone else. So studio is a good word. It still doesn't just roll off my tongue. I'm just popping up to my studio. It doesn't pop. It doesn't roll. So anyway, in the end, after much deliberation and deciding, I think I might just call it my little house. I hope that's not an anticlimax, because it's not as cute as cottage. But I'm just popping up to my cottage. It don't sound right to me. But I thought it could just be a house, which sounds like quite a dry word, but it sort of fits. Cherry heart house kind of fits. That kind of sounds quite cute. And I'm just popping up to my little house. That sounds quite cute. It's my little crafty house. Yeah, my little house of craft. Sandra's house of craft. Okay, now I've made it sound too grand, haven't I? Which is what I didn't want. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's the trouble. Finding something that sort of fits all these things. I kind of like the fact it goes with cherry heart, you know, cherry heart cottage, cherry tree cottage. There is a cherry tree outside. Cherry tree cottage would have sounded really cute, but cherry heart cottage, I guess it would work. I don't know. I'm just making a ginormous mountain out of something really tiny. But there we are. My little house of craft. That's what it's going to be. My crafty house. My little cherry heart house. That's it. My house. My little house. That's what it's going to be. So that's that. So I think... oh dear, sorry. I think I've settled on that. And... oh, I just thought of something else. Wind back. Pretend we're still in patterns in progress section. Something else I was just going to quickly say there. The cardigan I wore last time, my crocheted cardigan, which is pink, and it's got the kind of colourful yoke banding across here. Now, a lot of people have asked me if the pattern is going to be out. Now, originally, See the hope in that word. Originally, no, there wasn't going to be a pattern. I kind of just did it just for the experiment, just to see if I could actually come up with something and make it fit, because I don't really make a lot of crochet to wear. It's not something I've been particularly interested in for a long time, but I kind of am interested in it now. But it's not something I've got a lot of experience in. So that's why I sort of thought, well, I won't worry about pattern or anything, you know, blimey, I don't even know if I can make the thing yet. But now I've sort of made it and it's come out okay. It's not good enough for a pattern yet. Let's just be clear about that. The fit's not quite right. It's a bit awkward in places, so it needs some more work. And also sort of to make it into a pattern, sizes, you know, I can't just sort of bang out my size and go, there you are. If you're not my size, tough. Well, I suppose I could, but it wouldn't be the most helpful thing in the world, would it? Yeah, so I didn't feel confident enough to do that. But quite a few of you have sort of said, but if you ever do, and have been quite sweet about it and sort of saying that you'd really like one of your own and you like it and so on. So I have decided that yes, there is some hope, basically. Yes, I might see if I can work on something and see if I can get it to a stage where I can release it as a pattern. I'm a bit worried about it, really, because, well, not worried about it, that's not the right word. I don't feel confidently I can do it at this moment. I need to learn about it more, and I need to do some more research and a lot more experimenting, I think. I need some more samples and test pieces and stuff like that. So it's going to take me quite a bit of time, I think, because I'm going to need to sort of feel my way into this a little bit, because it's not something I've done before. So, you know, pros and cons then. Good news and bad news. Good news is, yes, there is some hope. I think I might think about bringing out a pattern. So that's yay. But the bad news is I haven't got time to do it at the moment, so it's going to be next year's project, basically. But yeah, it's going to take some time, and we'll have to see how it goes. So we have to play it a little bit by ear. But if you were interested in that, then I just wanted to let you know that yes, it is something that might be on the cards if things go well. So that was that. Okay, let's fast forward now to where we were, which was sort of floundering in the middle of nowhere, weren't we, talking about this place? So there's only one sort of section of things I've got to cover now, which is incoming goodies. It's become a thing that we have to go incoming goodies now. I don't know why. So incoming goodies this week is I did a lovely swap with Himiko, who you might know from Instagram. I don't think she actually has her blog anymore. She used to have a lovely blog. She makes gorgeous things. She sews things, she knits, she crochets. She's so clever. She's just got a lovely taste. So it's be sad. I think it has gone though. But anyway, she is still on Instagram, and I know she's sort of still on the scene, but I think she sort of has a bit more of a lower profile these days. But anyway, we did a swap because we're both doing scrappy blankets, sock yarn blankets of some kind or another. I'm doing my Happy Scrappy Sock blanket, which hasn't made an appearance for a while. That needs to come out again soon. So we have minis and we needed to swap them, basically. Let's get some things. So she sent through this lovely pack of all different teas. What is really good about doing swaps with people from other countries is they have all kinds of things that you don't see. I've seen this brand before, but this is what? Chocolate, how would you say that word? Ruibos? I've probably embarrassed myself horrendously there, haven't I? I don't know how you say that. But yeah, orange tea. Haven't seen that before. Anyway, there's some beauties in there, which I shall be tucking into because it's just getting into that fruit tea season for me. I don't like hot drinks when it's hot. But when it's this weather, I could sort of have a cup of tea constantly on the go. And yeah, regular tea isn't always great to keep lugging down, so I like fruit teas. So she sent me loads of minis. Look at all of these beauties. Your beauties. I love Himiko's sort of taste. She has such a nice, so many lovely soft colours. They're just a little bit subtler, her blanket she's making. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I wish I had her subtleness, and look at those together. Now we both forgot to sort of label up our minis, so I'm not entirely sure what everything is, but I know she sort of grouped some things together. But look at all those together. That's just a lovely colour palette, full stop, isn't it? There's some beauties in here. Love that subtle one and that subtle one. That's the same one, you idiot. Yeah, those two. Love those two. And look, strangely drawn to purple again. What's going on? Non-purple girl liking purple. So that's a sort of subtle one with the little bits in. And look at those two. I like both of those. They're slightly different. Can you see? One's got the sort of orangey bits in. With all the layers. And that one, it's like a sort of rainbow, but with darker colours. But my favourite of all is this. Look at that. Eee. Love that. It's like confetti and sprinkles and parties and unicorns and yeah. So these are going to go in my blanket, and I think I will have enough to finish now. Yes, because the finishing of the Happy Scrappy blanket is on the horizon. It is a definite possibility. I haven't had it out for ages and I haven't got time to work on it now, but before Christmas I want to get it done this year. That was my plan, to do it throughout this whole year. So yeah, I think I've got enough to finish now, so I'm really excited. I've just got to decide what I'm doing with the border and select some yarn for that, and then full steam ahead. Exciting. Yeah, so that was from Himiko. That was lovely. Thank you so much, Himiko, and hello if you're watching. They are just beautiful. Can't wait to put those in. And then I've been ordering again, people. I know I should be ashamed of myself. I know it's wrong. I've been doing it. I've been ordering from Regina again at Herdsplat. Regina. I think it's Regina you're supposed to say, aren't you? Are you watching? Is that right? I think so. I'm pretty sure that's what you said. Sorry, she sent me that. But look what she sent as well. Blueberry muffin tea. How perfect will that be to go with my blueberry pancake socks? I might have that later, now that I've shown you. Okay, so I ordered, just after I placed my last order, she updated her Instagram feed and went, oh, it's, you know, it's autumn or fall, it's fall. And I've got all these lovely fall colours. They were so good. They were so good. I could have bought almost all of them. I really could. I was restrained. You won't think so, but actually I was. So these are all her fall colours. She did like a mini skein collection of all her fall colourways. This is one. See, I wish I'd got this. I didn't get this, but I wish I did. I think this is, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's something to do with pumpkins. Oh, perfect. Love that. Look at this one. She put them in a bag and it did have all the names on, but I can't remember which is which. But I love them. Love them. So these, they could just go in my blanket, but I kind of want to knit a pair of socks out of just all of these. Like a sort of stripy pair. Do you think I could do that? There's 100 grams here, so I've got enough. Just not quite sure how it would work out. You know, if these are 10 grams each, could you get 2 toes out of that, for example? Or could you get 2 heels out of one? Pretty sure you can get 2 cuffs out of one. But this and this are sort of similar, so maybe I could do a cuff out of one cuff out of one and one cuff out of the other. I'm not quite sure how that would work. Especially since I do a bigger cuff. That might be a problem, mightn't it? Anyway, so that's, they're really, it's, I think it's in her hazel soft socks, so that's a merino. Merino, superwash merino 80% and 20% polyamide, so They're nice and squidgy and soft, and they would make gorgeous socks. Or, oh, wrist warmers. Striped wrist warmers, that'd be easier, wouldn't it? Because then I wouldn't have to worry about the exact amount for heels and things. Love them. Okay, so that's exciting. And then I got 2 of those colourways in the bigger colour. So this one, first of all, is called Fall is in the Air. Now this isn't a particularly the sort of thing I would normally go for. But I have got a little bit caught up recently in the whole isn't autumn exciting and a wonderful time and you can wear woolly things and that's rather fabulous for knitters and crocheters type aspect. I used to not like autumn because it was like end of summer and everything's going to get cold now and everything's dying and blah. But now I can see the beauty of it. I'm being converted as we speak. So this, so I'm not normally a big fan of the orangey, yellowy, reddier, the warmer colours. I normally prefer the cooler colours. It's coming up a little colder here than it is in reality. In reality it's a little bit more golden and warm and sort of buttery and rich. It's making it go a little cooler than it really is because this is so golden and beautiful and oh, it's lovely. Anyway, this I got because it just reminds me of October. This is the colour of October to me. The leaves are normally all golden and yellows everywhere and it's generally that sort of, there's like a low mist in the morning and the yellow leaves. That's just October to me, although we are a bit behind. It's been the sort of late summer here. We've got some sort of nice late warmth and so everything's still pretty green, but normally this is what October looks like to me. So I kind of want to knit this in October. But as I've already started my blueberry pancakes and as I've already got something else on the go, that might not happen. But I do love it. And then I got this one, which is called Untypical Fall Colours. So it's got some really nice lovely teal in there and just a little sprinkle of some golden colouring on there. Now the reason I really like this one is Untypical Fall Colours is perfect because whenever someone says autumn to me, I do get this image of teal. You don't see teal at autumn, do you? I don't think you do. Really, you get lots of yellows and oranges and browns and reds and gorgeously chestnutty tones, but you don't really see teal. But for some reason I so often get teal that pops into my head, so wavelength or something. So when she said that, she was like, well, this is kind of autumn to me as well, even though it's not your typical autumn colours. I thought, exactly, perfect. That's why I had to get that. So thank you, Regina. They're beautiful. Regina. I'm not quite sure how to say it. I do apologise. And then last of all, when I was doing my little knit along with Amelia, we were talking about sort of different places to get yarn and blah blah blah, and she was saying, have you tried hedgerow yarns yet? And I said, no, I haven't, but I sort of made a note because they're one I really want to try. So we were talking about that, and lo and behold, just as we were talking about it, the lovely lady, I don't know who it is, who, I don't know her name actually, who does hedgerow yarns, she did an update, just like that, and this was in it. Oh, look how well that's showing up on the camera. Look at that. Some lovely stellina, as you see, and it's like a sort of, I don't know, a rainbow, but like a dark rainbow. It's like a dirty rainbow, but it's so cute and it's the softest stuff. It's got 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% silver stellina in it, but you would think it had almost like a sort of silky quality to it. You'd almost think it had something like that in it because it feels like it's going to have really nice drape. It feels very soft and supple. Yeah, but I just love all the just, you know, from here you sort of think, oh, it just looks a bit dark, but then you come up close and it's like, pow, all the colours are there. Yeah, I like that. And it's got a cute little charm with it. And the packaging was lovely. This is what we were saying, me and Amelia, she was saying, oh, the packaging is great. And it does, it comes in this It was wrapped in this gorgeous fabric and it had a little lace tie around it, and it was quite a nice sizable bit of fabric as well. It was lovely, so it's almost like a little extra something with it. So yes, that was a really lovely experience. So I would like to go back and order from them again, but I'm really looking forward to making this. There's another one I want to knit on straight away. Everything I buy at the minute I want to make immediately, which isn't really practical, isn't it? But I was thinking these might be my Christmas socks. My sort of, because I like to cast on a pair. Well, we did it last year, me and Sam did it as an Advent knit along. So knit on each of the, you know, from the 1st of December to 24th of December, knit a little each day, and then you'll have a pair of socks to wear Christmas Day. So that might be what I do with this year. But having said that, I also ordered, I know, I'm sorry, it's terrible. I also ordered, joined Molly of A Homespun House's Christmas Club when that was out the other day. So I've got another, some sort of Christmassy themed to be decided skein coming my way as well in November. So that might just pip this to the post if it's even more sort of appropriate looking. Depends what I think about it. I've never done a club before because I don't like the mystery element. I've seen some utterly beautiful club yarns and I've felt such regret that I didn't do them. But there's always that fear of what if it comes through and I go, don't like it. So that fear has stopped me so far, but I thought I could trust Molly. Molly does gorgeous stuff. I think I can do it with Molly. Don't let me down, Molly. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be lovely. So that might pip this to the post, but we'll see. One might have to become my Christmas Eve socks, if so, my Christmas Eve cast on. So I'll finish one and then I can cast on another pair straight away. That works, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, so that's all of my goodies, and that's all I have to talk to you about today, I think. Yeah. Rain stayed stopped. So that's good. It's going to be a problem in winter, isn't it, in rainy old England? Rain stopping podcasting. Like we need more reasons to stop me podcasting. It's not like I'm great at it anyway. Oh well. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you stuck with me if you're new, and thank you if you did. And I will see you next time. Bye!